everyone. Hi, my name is Thomas. I'm super honored to be here for your 45-ish minute flow in this beautiful park in Dallas, Texas. So I'm super honored to practice with you, but we'll get started this afternoon, I suppose. It is 11:12 this morning. We'll get started on our backs. So go ahead and meet me in Supta Baddha Konasana. Lying onto your spine. Bring the soles of your feet together. And feel this posture as an opening space for you. Your hands are by your side. Your palms are facing up. And just become aware of your breath. Remembering that your breath brings you to the present moment at all times. If you want to bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly, that's always an opportunity for you. Noticing your belly rise and fall as your body sinks deeper into the floor, into your mat. And then as we work into your postures today, know that it's going to be relatively vigorous. So take this moment to truly ground yourself. As you take your hands outside your knees, take a breath in. As you exhale, draw the knees in towards the center. Grab the backs of your knees and then rock and roll forward and backwards. As you do this, you're massaging your spine. I'm a little bit on the slope, so this is kind of fun. Go ahead and rock all the way to a child's pose. So you're going to take your knees wide. Think the width of the mat versus wider than the mat. And sitting down onto your heels. Walk your hands forward. Placing your forehead on the mat. This is another place you can access that meditative state. As you reach the arms forward and your hips descend towards your heels, feel that openness in the hips and the openness in your underarms. And then gently walk your hands to the right side of your mat. So you catch the right side of your mat, place your left hand on top of your right. Keep your forehead on the mat. And start to expand to the left side of your body. So you're feeling your ribs open towards the left side, keeping your shoulders square to the floor. And walking your hands back through center on the exhale, taking you to the left side of the mat. As you place your left hand down, your right hand can come on top of your left. Your forehead comes back to the mat. Opening the ribs of the right. Always activating your breath, connecting to the earth here. And gently moving back through center. As you catch that center place, please cupcake your hands off the mat. Open the underarms as you place the forehead on the mat, and then let the elbows descend, and you bring your hands to prayer right behind the crown of your head. Just letting the chest open for a moment. And gently release the palms back to your mat. Pull your weight forward, meeting me in a box pose. So you catch your hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips, and make sure that your toes are facing back right behind your knees. As you find that gentle neutral spine, just shake your head no. Shake it yes. And then I want you to flip your wrists so the fingertips are facing back towards your knees. And as you engage in this stretch in your forearms, just shift backwards and forwards. Feeling your belly still pulling into your spines. We're really warming up the wrists because we're going to put a lot of pressure on them today. Maybe find some counterclockwise and clockwise movements. We're also getting into your hips too. So you're giving yourself that space, that synovial fluid building up, keeping your spine as neutral as you can. And then come back to that neutral place. Take the top of your hand, face it down towards the ground. So your fingertips are still facing your knees. And then the same rules apply. Shift backwards and forwards. Already connecting to your core here, right? And then shifting into a circular movement. And then come through center, replace your palms firmly on the mat, fingertips facing forward, especially your index finger, and then engage some cat in your cow. So as you inhale, the belly lowers, you're reaching the heart forward. As you exhale, you're concaving the chest, pulling the belly in, really feeling the articulation of your spine and your pelvic region as you exhale, and then move through your cat and your cow fluid. Take a few rounds. Think about it being as organic as possible for you. And utilize your breath. Truly bring that present moment back into your practice. We'll do this for a count of 3, count of 2, and count of 1. Neutral spine, you return. You're going to inhale the right arm high, and then thread it underneath your left armpit, reaching your left arm forward, engaging in that stretch in the back of your body into your shoulder. Actively breathing. Placing your left hand back underneath your left shoulder. Utilize that to press back up. Inhale the right arm high. Exhale the right hand down. We switch sides. Inhaling the left hand. Exhaling, thread it through. Reaching the right arm forward. Seeing if you can keep your hips stacked over your knees. Rather than sticking your butt out like you're twerking, see if you can tuck it underneath. Just gently engaging the front side of your body. Stretching out your rhomboids between your shoulder blades. And then bring the right hand underneath your right shoulder, inhaling your left arm high, exhaling the left hand back to the earth. Now tuck your toes, pull the belly in, feel the concrete connection of the belly to the spine, pushing the floor away, lift the hips into your downward facing dog. Now much like your cat and your cow, give yourself some space here to pedal it out if you need to. Oh, it's my necklace. I was like, what is that noise? We have a little friend on my mat. Well, hello. Goodbye. Oh, as you catch some stillness, finding stability today is crucial. Way to walk your hands about 6 inches back. So you're shortening your dog. Take your right hand, grab outside your left calf, gazing underneath your left shoulder, your left armpit. Pushing deeply into your left hand. Coming back through center. We switch sides. Left hand outside your right calf. Breathing. Really pressing through your right hand as you twist. Coming right back through center. Walk your hands back to that long downward facing dog. Come high in the balls of your feet and then shift back into your heels. So think like turbo dog and then shift into a plank. Engage in your plank for a moment. Take 3 breaths. Really push the floor away. Squeezing the inner thighs together. Last breath. Coming down to your knees, catching that box pose again. We're going to go into your bear for a little bit of a leg press. So what this is going to do is allow the glutes to truly activate, because I want you to magnify the glute as you leg press behind you. So here we go. Tuck your toes, bear pose. You're going to lift your knees about 1 inch to 2 inches off the mat. Push the floor away. Extend your left leg behind you. Squeeze your left glute. Come right back to bear. Right. Press back, bring it in, keeping the hips square. You're just alternating for 8, 7, 6, 5. It's a great way to tone the core, your shoulders. 3, last 2, last 1. Deep breath in, come down to a child's pose, giving yourself a moment to breathe here. It's in this moment that I want you to flip your palms upward, so you have that external shoulder rotation. And you feel the connection to your core and your breath. Take one more in, and as you exhale, sigh it through your mouth. Bring the hands back to your mat. Meet me in a downward facing dog, lifting the hips. As you feel this gorgeous, strong, lengthening position, walk your feet all the way to your hands as gently as you can, meeting me in a ragdoll pose. I love to take my hands inside my elbow creases, and then the whole spine shift. So if you sometimes sense that you're shifting just your arms, like this, really feel that whole spine moving side to side. And then release the hands, have some buoyancy in your knees, rolling slowly all the way up, Samastitihi, that equal standing posture. As your arms are by your side, palms are facing forward. See if you can bring your feet together. Heels slightly apart. And as we are witnessing this beautiful sunny day, no matter what day you are viewing this and practicing with me, have that same experience, that sunny, energetic, beautiful, animal-filled day. As you hear the sounds of that beautiful goose. And remember that smiling always brings joy into your body. So move through your sun A and B, move with breath. Inhale, swoop your arms all the way up. Gaze towards your palms. Exhale, forward fold, hinging from the hips. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, plant the hands down. Step back into your plank. Let's skip the chaturanga this first time. So just take an inhale now. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Pulling the belly in, gazing towards your navel. Last breath. High on the balls of your feet, bend your knees, step or jump to the top of your mat. As you arrive, you inhale, lengthening your spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise. Sweep your arms all the way up, palms come to touch. Exhale, hands to heart center. A good cleansing breath in. Side out through your mouth. Inhale, reach your arms to the sun. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, plant the hands down. Step or jump it back. Lower through your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Last one. Really taking in the oxygen. Exhaling high on the balls of your feet. Bend your knees. Step or jump to the top of your mat. Either options are amazing as you inhale to lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise. Sweep your arms all the way up. Palms to touch. Exhaling, hands to heart center. And again, a cleansing breath in. Sighing it out. Inhale, sweep the arms up, gazing towards your palms, connecting them as you exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, plant the hands, step or jump it back, lower through your chaturanga. Inhale, up. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Excellent. 3 breaths here. Creating an intention of positive, sunny, energetic movement through your body. High on the balls of your feet. Bend your knees. Gaze forward. Step or jump it up. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to your Utkatasana. Fierce posture. So spiral pinky fingers in, tucking that pelvis slightly underneath you, and sitting deeper. If it's helpful to bring your hands to prayer, that's a beautiful option for you. If you can, reach the arms high, but it's also super helpful if you really open up the chest to take your arms up at that diagonal. Your weight's in your heels, you're ready to escape from this posture. You bring your hands to heart, you take an inhale. Belly in, exhale, forward fold. Inhale to lengthen your body. Exhale, plant the hands down, skipping your chaturanga this first time. Take a breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg high. Shift your weight forward, drive the knee into your chest, step it through, spiral the back foot flat. Warrior one. I'm on a slope, forgive me, but that back foot spirals back, your hips square off, and there's a beautiful goose next to me that I hope will not attack me. But you're reaching the arms high, you're taking a huge breath in, lifting the heart. Exhale, plant the hands down, step it back into your plank, skipping the chaturanga. Take a breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg high. Shift your weight forward, drive the knee into your chest, step it through slowly and gently. Spiral the right foot down, reach the arms high, squaring off the hips. Warrior one. Take a breath. As you exhale, you plant the hands down, stepping it back to your plank. Keeping the plank for the inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. High on the balls of your feet. Bend your knees. Step or jump to the top of your mat to inhale, lengthening. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Utkatasana, fierce posture. Sitting 1 inch lower, bringing the hands to prayer if you so choose. If you need to move the neck, feel free. But I want your inner thighs squeezing together like you're trying to crack a walnut between your thighs. I don't know why that was the analogy, but here we are. Breathing. If your hands are at prayer, join me in having the diagonal for the breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Last sun B. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, plant the hands down. Lower through your chaturanga. Inhale to your up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg high. Shift it forward. Step it through. Warrior one. Spiraling that back foot flat. Now know, if you feel like your heels are on train tracks, step it out so you can truly square off the hips. Take an inhale. Exhale, plant the hands down, step it back, lower through your chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg high, shift it forward, step it through, spiral to back, warrior one. Now in this warrior one, remember, tucking the pelvis, really letting that hip flexor come closer forward. Breathe in. Exhale, plant the hands down. Lower through your chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. High on the balls of your feet. Bend your knees. Step or jump to the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Now stay in this forward fold. Catch your ragdoll and truly find release. I want you to release into this ragdoll to the best of your ability. So really letting that root chakra, the base of your spine, fully relax. And as we move into your flow, know that when we take time in places, it can become challenging, it can become difficult. The sweating will happen. You might start shaking, and it's just your body giving you that knowledge, that awakening feeling of, I have work to do. Good. Take one breath in. Exhale, release the hands. Inhale to lengthen your spine. Exhale, plant the hands down to a plank, and then lower to a child's pose. Here is your moment of truth. This is where you come into that stable place. Remember that oh, this goose is like cracking me up. Remember that instability is calm. So as we hold postures, if it becomes challenging, remember you're working on that stability and grounding yourself into the earth. Take a breath in, you exhale, coming to your downward facing dog. Inhaling the right leg high, step it forward to your warrior one. So you've been here before, but now I really want you to feel like that left hip flexor lengthening, firing up that back leg. Take an inhale, shining the heart higher. Exhale, standing splits. Ground through your right foot. Lift the left leg and make sure your hips are square. So there's a tendency to open it up. Close it down. Feel free to use your hands. If you have a block and that's better for you, feel the block. But if you can touch the floor, touch. Take a breath in. Slowly make your way to a low lunge. As you catch that low lunge, you're going to feel that your feet are hip-width apart. Ground through your left hand, open the right all the way to the sky. Moving to your horizon lunge. Reach the right arm back. Come on the outer edge of both your feet. Press through your left hand. Come back through. Three-legged dog. Lift the right leg high. Bend the hip. Rather, bend the knee. Open the hip. Feel that openness as you square off the chest and the shoulders. Then re-extend on the inhale. Exhale, step it through. Warrior two. Opening it up. Reaching the right arm forward. Left leg back. Dropping the shoulders down. Gazing over your right middle finger. It's the first time you've been here, so think of that pelvic region as you open it up, solidifying that deep bend in your right knee, and feeling the expansion from your heart space. Reaching the right arm forward, left leg back, left arm back. Fly warrior back. Come onto the heel of your right foot. Pivot your right toes towards the side of your mat. Bring your hands to prayer. Take an inhale. Exhale, hands to your hips. Shift forward, folding from the hips. You find Prasarita, wide-legged forward fold, walking your hands forward. So you feel your back lengthening. You're like a huge wide down dog here. Take 5 breaths. Breathing life into this present moment. Having a sense of gratefulness washing over you. 3 more. Letting the hamstrings open up. Last 2. Last 1. Bringing your hands back underneath your shoulders. You're going to walk yourself to the top of your mat for that low lunge. As you catch this low lunge, open up the right hand all the way for the runner's twist. Now begin to activate your left glute and your left hand. So push it deeper. Find your side plank. When you find it, lifting the right leg high. You're going to stay lifted, so really lift the hips. Take a deep breath. Find your plank pose with a 3-legged plank. So you're activating now your right glute to keep it lifted. Take a breath in. Exhale, 3-legged downward facing dog. As you exhale, draw the knee into your nose. Inhale, 3-legged dog. We're doing this 3 times. Exhale, knee to your nose. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to your nose. Now hold it. Take it to your left elbow. Come on the flatten your left foot. Extend as if you're going to fall in triangle, but keep that leg lifted. Good, beautiful. Keep a breath. Push as you lift the hips. Drop the left hand. Drive the right knee into your chest. Step it through gently. Anjaneyasana, high lunge. Phenomenal. Be here for a breath as you notice your heel right over the ball of your foot. Inhaling the arms high, tucking the pelvis, bringing your hands to prayer. As you exhale, twist over that right knee. Try to pull your belly away from the thigh. If you want to open it up, to open up your wings, go for it. Keeping this open arm twist towards the lake, towards your right. Come up to your Anjaneyasana, open arm twist. Whee! This is testing my balance as we're on a slant here. Now reverse. Reverse as you lift. You gaze towards your left hand. Exhale, coming down, planting both your hands. Then flattening your left foot, opening up to your warrior two. As you catch that warrior two, you'll notice your legs might be kind of tired. It's okay. Check it out for a moment if you need to. And then inhale, reverse. Begin to straighten your right leg. Exhale, Trikonasana, reaching the right arm forward, coming inside your right leg. And if you want to block, if you have one, use it. The blocks are amazing tools to extend your body, extending your limbs. So you're tucking the pelvis slightly underneath you as you stack your shoulders, gazing towards your left hand. Now as you inhale to reverse the triangle, really activate your quads and obliques, lifting all the way up to reverse. Exhale, come down to that low lunge. Step your right foot back to that plank pose. Now you've had a lot of time to be here. Stabilize your hips. I'm going to shift a little further back and come down to your forearms without moving your hips. Down, down, good. Now again, the block can be super helpful here. I want you to move into your dolphin pose. So really pull the belly in, walk the toes in. Good. Be here for 5 breaths. Now, if you want headstand, if you want pincha, please go into it. But I want your dolphin to be perfected here. So you're drawing the lower belly in, pushing your forearms into the floor, and grounding using the block. And try to keep your elbows a little further in because they're always going to splay out because of your skin, right? You're here for one more breath. And then drop the knees. Shift your weight back. Be back in your child's pose. Really, really great work, everyone. Coming back to that grounding place. Superb. Take 3 breaths here. Feel it exhale. Some release of something that will be weighing on your heart today. It's okay to have a multifaceted practice. Last one. And as your next exhale, you meet me in that downward facing dog. So good. You catch that downward facing dog. You lift your left leg high. You shift it forward to your warrior 1. Spiral the back foot flat. Reaching the arms high. Squaring off the hips. As you exhale to your standing splits, ground through your left foot. Reach the left leg high. Square off the hips. As you're going to come into your low lunge, float the right leg down. Low lunge, ground through your right hand. Open the left arm for the twist. Pull the belly away from the thigh. Horizon lunge. Push through your right hand, lift it back up, place it outside your left foot, 3-legged dog, lift. As you inhale, exhale, warrior 2, step it through, open the arms, warrior 2. First time here, so let the hips open, drop the shoulders, look back at your right arm, make sure it's really opening towards the back of your room. As you inhale to fly your warrior, pivot your left toes towards the side of the mat. Hands come to heart. Take an inhale. As you exhale, hands come to your hips. Hinging forward, Prasarita. Now, if you'd like to find such a compromising position, as you forward fold, if you want to invert, you're more than welcome to. Or much like we did in the opposite side, walk your hands forward, or maybe walk your hands behind. Or, I want you to know there are always options. You can always grab and twist. Grab and twist. It's about becoming in tune with your body. That's the main focus here. You've got 2 more breaths here. Last breath. And then bringing the hands back underneath your shoulders. Walk into that low lunge at the top of your mat. You find that runner's twist again. Pressing the right hand into the floor. Left arm reaches so you feel the length from each hand to each hand. Side plank. Step that left leg. Lift it off of the right. Lift the hips. Really activate through your core. Good. Now, 3-legged plank. Place the left hand down. Engage your left glute. Inhale. Exhale. 3-legged downward facing dog. Shift forward. Drive the left knee in 3 times. Inhale, lift. Exhale, thread. Inhale, last time. Drive it to your chest. As you exhale, take it to your right elbow. Threading it through that lifted fallen angel. And then bring it right back to your chest. Exhale, step it through. Warrior 2. Beautiful work. Feeling the front of your body super strong. Inhale, reverse, straighten your front leg. Exhale, Trikonasana, triangle pose. Stacking your shoulders. He has a lot to say today. I have a lot to say too. Feeling the inner thighs activate here as you're grounding to the floor. Inhale to reverse. Really feel the opening of the left side of your body. Exhale to that low lunge. As you get there, step your left foot back. Find the strength in your plank, right? Fingertips engaged, lowering down to your forearms, keeping your hips stable. Moving in to your dolphin as you walk the toes forward. Breathing as you're lifting, pressing the shoulders away, down into your forearms, pull the belly in, and you're here for 5 breaths. You know Pincha, headstand are always available to you. But just remember to breathe. Breathe in that present moment. You're doing excellent. Last 2 breaths. Last one. Coming gently down to your knees. Meeting back in your child's pose. Letting that lower spine release. Again, flipping the palms upward so your forehead's down on the mat. Amazing work. Giving yourself that sense of peace here. Then flipping your palms back over, shift forward, and just lie down on your belly. As you lie down on your belly, find your arms out like a T, and we're going to engage in a shoulder and chest stretch. So I want you to bend your left knee, and then use your left hand to press into the floor, and send your left foot behind your right knee. Now, you're going to start to feel this in your right shoulder and your right chest. If you need a block, you can always place it underneath your head for support. You can always take this left hand and half bind it. Or if you can reach for your opposite hand, go for it. But if this is really intense for you, then just live into that intensity. If you want to go deeper, think about that left hand reaching for the right. Hold for 3. Hold for 2. Hold for 1. Left hand comes back over. Flipping back, keeping your arms open like a T. Use your right hand to press, bending your right knee, shifting to the opposite side. Notice where that right hand wants to go. You can see I'm half binding here. My hand wants to reach back for that left hand, but it doesn't. And you're flattening out that left hand and really opening up that hip. Holding for 3. Holding for 2. Holding for 1. And then bringing that right hand back to your mat, shifting back, then tucking your toes, finding that downward facing dog as you lift the hips all the way up. Taking 1 breath here together. Inhaling the right leg high, half pigeon right side. Take your right knee to the right wrist. Square off your hips. Now, if you're not able or unwilling to be able to walk your hands forward, then stay lifted. Make sure that those hips are square. Look back at your left leg. Make sure it's straight. I'm going to ask that if you're someone who loves to come down to your elbows, this is a really safe place to be. So I'm going to ask you to challenge yourself and walk it a little bit further out. So you're letting the chest fall a little bit deeper. And you're going to be here for 5 breaths. You can always come here as well. That feels really good to you. But you're going to be here for 3 more breaths. Last 2. Last 1. Excellent. Bring the hands back underneath the shoulders. Tuck your left toes. I want you to come back to a 3-legged downward facing dog. So lift the right leg high and then flip the dog. So both knees are bent. If you want to take the right hand in between your legs, catch this back bend as you're reaching the right arm forward, the front of the room. Keeping your knees right over your ankles. Pressing that left hand and then meeting me back easily in your downward facing dog. Fantastic. Take a cleansing breath here. Inhale the left leg high, half pigeon, left side. Take the left knee, left wrist. Good. Look back at that left or right leg rather. Finding your 5 breaths, either crossing the palms, taking your hands behind you, or reaching out forward. Keeping your hips square is crucial. Sometimes it takes some manipulating and moving around, but once you find it, be still. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. And bring your hands back underneath your shoulders. Walk it back up. Tuck your right toes. Lift it back to a 3-legged downward facing dog. Open the hip. Bend the knee. Find that flip dog. So take your feet parallel. Press through your right hand. Lift the hips up as your left arm goes back. And then slowly come back to your downward facing dog. High on the balls of your feet, bend your knees, and just float through to your glutes. Beautiful. As we catch our forward folds. It's a little bit strange being on the slope, so bear with me if I feel a little wonky and lopsided. But I want you to pull the flesh away from your glutes. As you sit up as tall as you can, reach the arms forward, take your peace fingers to your big toe, take an inhale to truly lengthen, exhale, draw the elbows outward as you lower the chest towards the thighs. Now, if you need to bend your knees, go for it, but pull on the big toes, release. I'm going to ask you to switch this halfway through, and it's going to feel kind of strange. But don't sweat it, but stay low. Now grab the outer edges of your feet so your pinkies are drawing closer towards your chest. You feel the difference in that stretch there. Slowly roll up 1 vertebra at a time, shifting your weight to the center of your mat, and just lie onto your spine. Don't overcomplicate these small movements. Bring your heels to your glutes. Just move the knees right and left. Let that back go. So we took your flip dog as your little back bend. Take something deeper. Feel free to go into it. Otherwise, we are here as we do take a true spinal twist. So now place your hands to the side of your body, brace your lower spine, bring your knees to a 90-degree angle, let them come to the left, open your arms out like a T, and knees go to the right, gaze goes towards your left, your drishti. If you want to place your right hand on the outer thigh, that's available to you. Inhaling back through center. As you do, grab the outer edges, holding that lower spine close to the earth. Having no judgment onto where you are today. It was more of a strength building exercise and stability. And then grab the backs of your knees. Just give yourself a big hug. Make your leg. As you hold on to this position, you can place your arms out like a T. Or if you have a block, you can also place it underneath your sacrum. So you're giving yourself that space here. The same opportunity you find to find peace and serenity is something that you get to find here. So you let this truly be an inversion for the reverse of your blood flow. Always coming back to your breath. Gently bend your knees so your heels come to your glutes. Bring your feet back to the earth. If you have a block, gently pull it out from underneath you, place it to the side of your mat, and take yourself to Shavasana. Bring your feet mat width apart, letting that external rotation of your legs and your hands facing upwards towards the sky. With every exhale, I want you to feel lighter. As you sink into the earth, you become one with it and the air. I want you to picture yourself at one of your most favorite destinations. Envision what you see. What do you hear? What do you smell? What are you touching? Take all of those tactile things and embrace it into your heart. And know that this feeling of joy and excitement and peace is something that's always created from within. You have the power. Be as creative as you want. On your next inhale, you reach your arms all the way overhead, legs towards the front. As you exhale, drawing your knees into your chest, giving yourself the biggest hug you can. And then rolling up to a seated position, cross-legged, keeping your eyes closed if you can. If you want lotus, go into it, or just Sukhasana is fine. Sitting up as tall as you can, bringing your hands to your heart space. And it's about time that we take the power back to be as creative and joyful as we can. Inhale your thumbs to your third eye, acknowledging that gorgeous light inside of you. That way we may be able to acknowledge it in others as we bow and say, Namaste.